Hi everyone, Happy New Year. It's Yolanda, my first video of 2022. So I wanted to come on and share with you a few things, kind of just a little like a mix of stuff. I wanted to share a Christmas card that I made for a swap, even though it's late. Share because Christmas is over, but I love how it came out and I just wanted to share it. I wanted to share some crafty goals for 2022, and I'm already working on crafts for my holiday boutiques for this coming year. So let's start with the card. I'll make it as quick as possible. So I'm in a group with about 8 or 9 of us, I think, and we are on, I believe, our 10th. We will be beginning our 10th swap. We make a card for each person and we mail it to them. Our host picks the theme every month. Our host is Lisi46 here on YouTube. Hi, Elise. And this was my Christmas card. I got this design from a fellow YouTuber. I don't think Becky does videos anymore, but her channel is Beck Witty. And we used to swap. We used to be in a group as well many years ago. And one Christmas, she sent me a card. I absolutely loved it. I have duplicated the style so many times. It's one of my favorites. It's unique, I think, and super cute and easy. So you just get a single layer of patterned paper, cut it. This is cut to 4¼ by 5½, and then the card base is attached to that, and it's cut 3½ by 11. And then, like I said, it's a top, or I don't know if I said it's a top folding card. I adhered it down to the pattern paper and then stamped my little image. The paper is a die cuts with a view. I got it at Joann's, and it was one of their new holiday Christmas pads for this year, or past year. I got it in November. They had, I think, 4 or 5 different pads, 12 by 12 pads. I got them all. They were 50% off, and then my daughter works there, so I got her discount. So I couldn't pass them up because they were a great deal. And so that's the paper that I used. And then it's double-sided, so I used it's all from the same pad. And then this was a little strip. It has words like Christmas words on it. And then I used my paper crimper and I crimped some red cardstock. Then I cut it down to some little fishtail banners. This is a Printworks stamp, the little reindeer. I colored in with Copic markers. And then this, To a Dear Friend, is from a Pink and Main stamp set. It is called Dear Friend. I also got the die for this, but I obviously didn't use him. I used the To a Dear Friend, and then on the inside, I stamped Merry Christmas. And then I sprayed it with this very fine glitter spray. It's, I believe, by Deco Art. A couple of the gals in our swap group use it on their cards, and we all fell in love with it and had to have it. So I sprayed it with that. I love it because it's a super fine spray and the glitter is real fine. So that was my card swap for this last December, and I'm hoping to make some more so that I can actually mail them out for this coming holiday season. Okay, that's it with that. The next thing I wanted to share with you was some craft goals that I have for 2022. I really wanted to set some goals at the beginning of the year and try my best to work through them. So my first one is I'm going to use this little notebook, and I'm going to keep track of the things I make for my holiday boutique season. So I used to do craft boutiques throughout the year, like usually spring, maybe Mother's Day, a summer, just throughout the year. And then I had been doing it for, 10, 12 years, and they're hit or miss. Some are really good, some really stink. You can never tell, you just have to give it a try. But the last 3 years, I just finally said, I'm only going to do Christmas boutiques. Usually I do a big one. I do 2 really big ones, and one in November, the first weekend, and then one in December, the first weekend. And then I'll probably do about 3 or 4 in between that. But those 2 are 3-day events. And so I I'm usually cramming at the last minute trying to get enough stock get enough inventory for both of those events and fill in the weekends when I have one, you know. So this year I started crafting in August, September, I believe, but I didn't stay on task. Like I would make some stuff and I do like machine embroidery ornaments, little gifty paper crafty stuff like little treat bags with cute little tags. What else? Like cards and mainly like machine embroidery stuff. But what sells really, really well for me is Elf on the Shelf sweaters, and I make them on my machine, on my embroidery machine. So this coming year, I really want to start, and I already have started in this month in January, and I want to craft Elf on the Shelf sweaters all year long and really focus on that, just to have a bunch of Elf on the Shelf stuff for 2022. So this little booklet, I did have a title page, but then I messed up and I tore it out. But I'm going to keep track. So I'm going to put this, let's just say Elf on the Shelf, and whichever type of sweater. I would like to make 20 to 25 of each. And then I'll write the price. And then I'll write how many I did make. And then at the end, I'll write or keep track of what I have left, so I can see what sold, best. So this is going to be my boutique little notebook. And then I'll just keep track of the other things that I make too. It helps to keep track of your inventory when you're doing boutiques. That way you can see what sold well. And I only started keeping inventory last year. This year I wasn't too good at it because I don't know. I got so busy. I just didn't keep track. So this is going to be my little notebook to keep track, mainly of the Elf on the Shelf stuff. My next craft goal is to get this notebook. I got it at Walmart during the school season. They had these cute small size composition books. But what I want to do is I want to master some of the machines I have. Like I paper craft and I sew and machine embroider. So I want to the machine, like the sewing machine I have a couple of them, a serger, a cover stitch. I have a multi-needle machine. I have a laser machine, and, like my silhouette, some of the software, all of that. I want to master it front and back, top to bottom. I want to learn all the machines and everything they can do, because what ends up happening is if somebody asks me to embroider, let's say a name, or I don't know, I'm just making it up as I go along, and then I forget how to do something in that software. Like I've done it once, but maybe 6 months ago. And then when it comes time to do it again, I'm like, oh, how did I do that again? Or like on the Cricut, like the print and cut. Every single time I do print and cut, I always forget, like, do I weld it? No. Do I flatten it? No. Do I attach it? So it takes me a couple mistakes until I remember. So what I want to do is I'm going to section this off with tabs, and I'm going to write the machine that I'm going to be working on. And so that section will be for keeping notes, maybe tips that I learned, or I'm going to watch YouTube videos, just try to learn them, practice with them, use them, play with them. Two of the machines, that my multi-needle, it's a brother, and then the sewing combo sewing embroidery, it's also a brother. They came with what's called a playbook, and it's a big thick manual that it actually walks you through projects, so that way you use each and every button, and they show you how to use it. So I want to work my way through those playbooks. So that's one of my goals. The other thing that I want to keep track of in here is all the online craft classes I've signed up for. I've signed up for journal classes, for a couple sewing classes. I even think I signed up for like a pie making class online. And I just want to keep track of all of them in here. And then when I take the class and complete it, I want to check it off. So that's going to be this book. So the next time you see this, it will hopefully be done and sectioned off. Oh, I have Embrilliance software for my embroidery. I want to learn how to do that. Last month, I made an ornament for my daughter. She was given it as a gift, and it was our first Christmas, but I had to change the year to 2021. It was for her friend that just got married. And so I didn't know how to like delete because the embroidery file came with the year 2019. So I had to remove that and then change it to 2021 and position it right and attach it right and all that. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I ended up doing it. I don't know if I did it, well, I'll say I did it the right way because it came out right, but I don't know if that was the easiest and quickest way. So things like that. So that's what this book is going to be for. And yeah, so I want to work on what we call WIPs, works in progress. You know, like cards that I started that I cut out a bunch to make, and I have them in little containers, like waiting to be done, like things like that. So stay tuned, and hopefully next video, like I said, this is completed with, not completed as in I've learned everything, completed as in it's sectioned off and I can show you what I'm going to be working on. Fingers crossed. Somebody I really like to watch on YouTube is Amalia. She's Cool Cakes and Crafts, and I love how she does this. She updates you on her craft goals, like her spending, the things that she made, the paper pads that she used up. It's so motivating, so inspirational, and so I really, really want to focus on just being more efficient with the machines that I have and the material and the products that I have, and use them, and just become more knowledgeable with the stuff that I have. All right. The next thing I'm going to show you is related to my crafting that I'm already starting for my holiday, well, I'll say Christmas holiday boutiques for 2022, is my Elf on the Shelf. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I embroider. So if you're not familiar with Elf on the Shelf, he's a little doll. He or she is a little doll, kind of like the size of a Barbie, but maybe taller. And he arrives right after Thanksgiving, and he's here until Christmas Eve, and the kids can't touch him. And he's here to keep an eye on kids and report back to Santa. So the other thing that he does, though, is a bunch of shenanigans. If you Google Elf on the Shelf or you go on Pinterest, you'll see he does a bunch of shenanigans. And so, of course, he has to have clothes, right? So I started making the Elf on the Shelf clothes a few years back, and every year, they've just been a hit. So I really want to focus on a large inventory for this year. So I make little sweaters and little costumes on my embroidery machine. So I'm going to show you the first thing that I already started. I've made, I think, 7 of them. It is a little Christmas tree costume. So when you slip it over him, so just picture like a Barbie, slip it over him, his little face is right here. I made 3 out of felt and 3 out of fleece. I was just using up what I have and trying to see which one I like better. The felt is more stiff, feels a little more sturdy. However, once you slip it over his or her head, his body is going to hold it up, so it doesn't really matter. And I think I'll mix and match, and I'll do both. So like I said, I have 6 of these, and this is the way they come off the embroidery machine. This is a stabilizer, so I have to rip this off, and then I'll cut it out and flip it inside out, and then that's what you get. So, okay, so I'm just trying to use up stuff that I have. So that's one costume. I have quite a few. I make a cute little looks like a little popcorn, like a little box of popcorn. His little face shows through. There's a little cupcake, just a bunch of cute ones. But I'll be showing you throughout the months until Christmas time. So I've got that done. Still going to keep working on those. The next thing that I do a lot of are the sweaters. This design is new to me this year. I bought it in 2021, but I never made any, so it's Disney bound. So this is a little sweater made from fleece. What I usually do is I do a little snip just right here in the neck, because his or her legs are really thin. So you slip the feet through the neck and pull it through. And then I attach, or I let people know how to attach, excuse me. I let people know that buy them how to put it on. You attach a safety pin to the little hand and you can thread it through the sleeve and pull it. So like I said, it's just like dressing a Barbie. You can do it. They're just fiddly because they're small clothes. So this is for the Disney fan, Disney bound. And I did a couple white ones and I did a red one with the black thread for Disney and then the yellow bound. I really like these. These are cute. So these are really cute paired with the little circle skirt. I'll make the circle skirt to go with the girl and then pants, or either one really, maybe some fleece pants. So I'll sell just the shirts by themselves and also in little sets. And those are cute too. So I will show those in upcoming videos. I'll show you how I package them. So that's the Disney bound sweater. The next design is new to me this year, will be this year also. It's the birthday squad, because you know you have birthdays in December, so you have to celebrate. So this is, I love this fleece. It's like a pastel rainbow color. So I did that one, and then I did one in pink so far, a pink one. I did a gray with red for the birth, white for the day, and then black for the squad. And then I did white with primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So I've done these so far. I'm so proud of myself. It's only the 10th. Is it the 10th? And I've already made all of these. The next one is super cute. I love it. We have our cookie taster. And I've done some in green, some in red. I'll flip it over. Some in red and some in gray. Now with this one, I'm going to, like I said, I'll do skirts and do pants, but I'm also going to do a little prop to go along with it. And these what I'm going to show you, they're called felties. Okay. It's another thing you can embroider, and they call them felties because they're made on felt, but they're little cutouts that you can use to make the centers of bows. You can use them on planner clips. That's all that I've used them for. Oh, actually, I take it back. I've used them on cards too. So I have a whole bag of felties. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plain chocolate chip cookie and include that along with the cookie taster. So that way, if someone buys that outfit, they can have little cookies to go along with it to stage with the elf. All right. The next thing, I've only made one. It's, again, something new to me this year, and it's a poncho, an elf poncho. This is supposed to be the ugly sweater poncho, but how cute is that? It just slips right over him or her. And I really like it. So some of the other designs I got were like snowflakes. I think one has a gnome and one has lights, Christmas lights. So I'm going to make some of those, but I just wanted to make one and just to see how it came out, and I really liked it. And what I really like is that I'm using all this fleece that I had. I buy them, I buy the remnants, so you can get them for, if you buy them at Joann's, they're always 50% off, and sometimes they have them for 75% off. And so you can get, because you don't need a lot of fleece, so you can get a lot of different colors for a, cheap price. Okay. So that's all when it comes to embroidery, but I wanted to show you, I make print and cut these Elf on the Shelf sweater stickers on my Cricut, and I attach it to my packaging. So I package the clothing in cellophane bags from Clear Bags, and this is one of the stickers I'll attach, or not even a sticker, it's paper. I just tape it on, and then these little elf attire, I'll usually mat this on like a solid, like a dark cardstock, like green or red, and punch a hole, make a little tag. It says elf attire. And then I also, this year, I started these but didn't finish them. They're elf report cards. And so it's a stamp and a die from Jaded Blossom. And you can mix and match all the different stamps. You can put the name. There's a bunch. In a few other videos I'll show you the stamp set. But you can you can customize them. So I want to make some of these and have them as a little kit, so that you can buy a report card to go along with your elf. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. I'm pretty proud of myself, just that I even embroidered that stuff. So anyhow, thanks for watching. When you come back, hopefully I will have these filled out and I'm ready to keep track of my craft goals for 2022. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.